Hello. Hello. Everybody, happy Monday, the start of another week. You're very welcome in. Part 5 of our Gallic War series. Following in the steps of Julius Caesar, we're rambling this time from Switzerland into France. Or back then, one part of Gaul to another part of Gaul. Look at this thing. Tonight we fly the Shorts 360. The Belfast Concorde, as it was known back in the day. Right. And, well, we have a flight plan. We have things to talk about, things to learn, and all of that kind of stuff. How was your weekend? Was it grand? I had a very busy weekend now. Oh, Jesus, flat out. The missus had her birthday. We celebrated, birthday celebrations. That's how you say that. And very productive day yesterday. It was brilliant. The Belfastian Concorde, right? Brilliant. A legend in his own lunchtime. I love that. I love that. So what we have here tonight, well, the Gallic Wars Part 5, the Belgae Uprising. The old Belgians, huh? They were at it again. Caesar's first year in Gaul had been a great success for both the Romans and indeed the local tribes. Two invading hordes, first the Helvetii and then the Suebi. They were pushed back over the Rhine, out of it, get up out of the garden by Caesar and his legions, right? He's been flat out. Caesar was making a name for himself as a superb commander, right? But he wouldn't rest on his laurels, not at all, no. It was only going to get kind of busier from here. The balance in Gaul was shifting. And the Gauls, some of them, they didn't really mind. Others, they didn't like this at all. And when we talk about Gaul, we're not talking about one concentration of a central government. We're talking about many, many different tribes. And that's what made the whole thing very interesting. Instead of taking on one national force, you can kind of pick them apart and go one by one. And that's precisely what Caesar aimed to do. You see, timeline for this, by the way, it was a Tuesday drizzling afternoon, you know, around kind of 58, 57 BC, right? It's only a couple of, right? It's not too long ago. But anyway, part 5 of our historical series is going to take us on a journey, and we'll bring up the mappage. There's a flight plan now available on Discord, because I didn't forget it. I actually put it into place. So tonight, friends, we're going to be departing Lima Sierra Golf. This here is Geneva, just beside Lake Geneva. This is where we stopped last week after, well, Ariovistus and the Suebi, and we rambled back here. This is where he pushed back the Helvetii. So we're back in Geneva. It's safe. It's calm. All is well in the realm, right? So from here, we're going to head on up to Dijon, Lima Foxtrot Sierra Delta. Then we go through the historically significant Champagne region. We have a stopover at Vatry Airport, Lima Foxtrot Oscar Kilo. So where's my map? Over here, right? And if you look at the old map, well, we're relatively close proximity to Paris here, right? And then finally, we ramble up near the pivotal town of Bibrax, and we're going to do a landing at Lima Foxtrot Alpha Foxtrot. So the Belgae, or the Belgae, the Belgians essentially, that's what the Romans called them. This was like the very kind of northern eastern part of Gaul, right? They didn't really know much about them. They hadn't a clue about anyone up here. And as you could have imagined, Rome at this time, the Roman Republic, well, they were predominantly a Mediterranean force. I mean, they operated kind of, you know, the very south of France. Most of Spain at this stage was sorted. Italy, and they're all into kind of Greece, that neck of the woods. But they were very much a southern. There's things beeping. They're very much a Mediterranean force. Caesar, however, in his expeditions rambling up, well, he's moving very, very fast, and he's being extremely successful. He's having an absolute laugh.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
There's things happening on my screen. So it's interesting to say the least. And we have a lot of...
Dude, have you been drinking?
I have, Ted.
Yeah.
I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
Hans Ibach, we have a lot of historical information to share with you tonight, including... Wait to hear some of this now, just to give you a taste, right? Did you know? Toga parties. A toga. You want to know what a toga is, right? The toga, a garment worn by Roman citizens, was notorious for being complex and cumbersome to wear. The fact that it was a symbol of citizenship and respect makes the struggle to wear it properly somewhat comical. They would actually have these, it's like the official uniform. It'd be like, you know, kilts in Scotland or you know, wearing your Sunday best clothes with a pint of Guinness in your right hand if you're Irish. It's just one of those things, lads, right? But that's what they did. And I also have some other interesting things. For instance, lads, did you know this, right? I touched on it before, but the Roman calendar, introduced by Julius Caesar, he got help from some Egyptians at the time. It was known as the Julian calendar. Later refined in the Gregorian or the kind of the Georgian calendar neck of the woods, it's the basis of modern calendar used today. The name of the months, March after Mars, June, Juno. But then you also have July for the Julii and Augustus, well, that's where we get the month of August. It's pretty mad, isn't it? It's banana stuff. So prepare yourself for like an absolute roller coaster of important knowledge you too could share at a pub quiz or perhaps at in-laws you just haven't met yet. Right? Brilliant. Right, so hang on. Yes, we move at the screen. So this is our chariot for this evening. And you might be saying, Murphy, would you look at this? Right, it's fine. Right, it's fine. This here, lads, is the Shorts Regional, the 360, and it's released by Black Box Simulations. And well, there's actually an awful lot going on with this airplane. The looks of it, a little bit rough in places, but it's very capable. The avionics consists of a custom-built Collins FC65, along with the Garmin AS400 GPS system. It also has a complete set of the Proline 2 ComNav systems. The electrical system fully modelled, including all the circuit breakers, they all work in the thing. Triple batteries and dual generators. The aircraft also has full cockpit lighting, including over 130 bulbs that are individually dimmable. What? I'm telling you, lads, it's bananas, right? The external lighting is also a full complement of lighting, including animated rotating beacons, nav lights, landing lights, taxi lights, strobes, and even ice inspection lights. There's a lot going on with this aircraft, so if you haven't seen it before, you might be saying, would you look at the state? If you have it, well, you know it's kind of good, right? So what we're going to do, we'll ramble into the chat. We're going to say hello to everyone before we get going here on our adventure. We're going to be live on the Southeast Asian server, and let's fingers crossed we don't have any issues with the sim tonight. And well, you're more than welcome to come fly with us. It should be a bit of fun, do you know? So who's here? Viper Strike, good to see you. Flew over Jamaica yesterday, man yourself. Robert J56 is here. Fierce Wolf, looking fierce. And Wolfie, good to see you, man. Let me see, Wayland Chutani, good evening. Super Typhon is in the house. I need to check that out, Super Ty. Onboard Simulations, welcome in. Zythy is in the house. Black Eyes Gabe, we have a Black Eyes Gabe. Happy Monday, mon ami. Let the shenanigans begin, he says. Great to see you. Bell Bro is here, happy Monday. Tarnish Mossman is in the house along with Rambog Mord. Hello, my dudes. Stick Figure rambles in along with Night Zepp. How are you, lads? Vacuum rambles in along with Sunjammer. Good to see you, lads. Rad Baron. That was interesting. I just watched CBC. Oh, wait, I just watched for CBC. Huh? What was that? Canada CBC? Canoe Head. Welcome in. Welcome in. Matt Drog is here. Ave Imperator. Great to see you, man. But yes, Lord Gracious, good evening. Hope all is well. Balut is in the house. Mr. Zed Rider. Welcome aboard.
Can I get a refund?
No, tag off. There's no refunds. Words are hard today. English, in fact, is very hard to... I can't see it with my glasses. English is very hard today. I had one of those days where my head has been stuck in books in work, reading and researching, and the brain now, lads, is about as effective as an ashtray on a motorbike. That's how much use I am. But sure, we'll get through it, right? I'll keep trying. And if not, I'll bluff it, right? But yes, now, where was I? I was over here. Mr. Zed Rider, good to see you. Aviator is watching us over on YouTube. You're very welcome aboard. Great to see you, man. Spitfire RAF 100. You're very welcome back. Good to see you, man. John Race is here. Happy Monday. Sean Dale, welcome aboard.
Hello there.
Hello there. Let me see. Ozzy Mandius, good evening. Voicey, whatever you do, boys, don't plan a flight to Norway. It's gusting 145. What? Crazy. Not pretty. Falling up, good to see you. Now let me see. Sterling, salve, welcome aboard. Cy Murray is in the house, good to see you. Scott Morrison is here. You're very welcome in, Scott, good to see you. Toto, cranking up the Toto. You're very welcome aboard. How was your weekend, Toto? Martel is here. Rookie Pilot rambles in. Soaring AJ. AJH, man. Shuffle Shoes shuffles in. Good to see you, my guy. Kozaki Flyer, it's Monday. I smell Romans. Romans? What have the Romans done for us? The aqueduct. I only watched The Life of Brian not so long ago. It's hilarious. Do you know? Now listen here. He's not the Messiah. Brilliant. Ruggy Pilot, thank you very much indeed for the Prime subscription. Thank you very much, man. That's very kind of you. Now let me see. Cy Murray then gifted a sub to Gnac. Absolute ledge. Thank you very, very much indeed, Cy. Hope all is well. Captain Meowingtons, good to see you. Goblin Zeus is here. Wombat49, greetings. Welcome in, everybody. Now let me see. We're catching up here. Let me see. El Babino says hello from France. Hello
welcome to my secret underground day.
Hello from Ireland. You're very welcome in. Good evening. Now let me see. Let's get the hype tray going. We're trying. It's all bananas. I thought he said Romans eat donuts. Yes. What's the name of the Sim Radar 24 site? Blue Eye Tom, it's Flight Radar 24. Flight Radar 24. That'll get you into the thing with the yoke. Now let me see. Yes, the delicious
baby. Yeah.
The delicious, Jesus, there's things happening. The delicious garlic bread war. Yes, we're going the garlic bread war. QC Frank, it's good to see you. Nutty Snack is here. He says, Two-Tone Murphy, a legend in his own lunchtime. I absolutely loved. I need that in a t-shirt. A legend in his own lunchtime. What is the recommended cruise speed tonight, says Balut? I'd say 170, give or take. About 170. 160, 170. New birthday kitchen for the missus. Well done, Murph. I'm proud of you. Sean, what are you talking about? Blue Eyed Tom says, Murph, do you know the name of the radar? We did, yes. Flight Radar. Yeah. Now, Zybach Doc calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. Hope all is well, man. You're very welcome in. Gary JF is here. Good to see you. Now, let me see. We're catching up. TJ Turner. You're not blocked. You're here. Welcome in. Good to see you, man. New kitchen for the missus. Thanks, I. 100%. You're back in the will. Now, let me see. Flight Aware. Oh, that could work as well. Hippie Scott here. Thank you, Scott. Welcome in. Why is the shorts without the S band? Why is the shorts without the short? I couldn't tell you. Unless you're from North Dublin, it sounds like something else. I don't know. Caesar Speedrun. Indeed. Whack-a-Mo is here. Good to see you. Twitch is acting up, says Scorpio. I don't believe you. But also, hello, Scorpio49. You're welcome in. Keith the Farrell is here. He says, how are you, Murphy, Mrs. Two-Tone and all? Buffalo Airways is coming back. I saw the new 737 on YouTube. That's right. They have a 737. They only started that in November, I think. And all the lads are still there. Mikey's still there, and Buffalo Bill, they're all there. Did you ever watch Buffalo Airways? Brilliant. Ice Pilots. It wasn't called Buffalo Airways. It was called Ice Pilots, and it was absolutely deadly. I'll turn this up again so it makes even more sense.
Hang on to your hats, boy.
Right. Brilliant show. Bowler hats in London. Nighthawk, good to see you. You're very welcome aboard. Let me see now. Mac 92. And those two knotted on the three end ones out of sequence from their name. There you go. Oh, wait. And those two knocked the three end ones out of sequence. Oh, did they? Brilliant. Dougal McTavish, the chairman, is here. Good evening. How is all, Dougal? Hope you're well, man. Dirty Bertie Baggins. Good evening. Now let me see. We're catching up. Kurt Deasy. Welcome back, man. Gotta head back. Have to head out. Have a great stream. Well, thank you very much, Kurt. You're looking well. Oh, wait. Buffalo Joe. It wasn't Buffalo Bill. It was Buffalo Joe. Gibbo is here but isn't here because he hates the Romans. Splitters. He's there in the mods chat.
Look at this big Egypt.
Yeah. He basically just said, like, he didn't even have to say that. Well, he did say it. He just called me an Egypt. It was Buffalo Joe. I need to go back and edit the whole production. Say nothing. We need a timestamp to when this happened. How long is the stream up? Jesus. 25 minutes and 20 seconds. I'll aim for around 24 minutes, lads. Oh, Jesus. Buffalo. Right. It was Buffalo Joe. Oh, Jesus. That's whatever you're going to learn now tonight. Just a pinch of salt. In actual fact, a spoon of salt, right? Speaking of a spoon of salt, have you started watching Masters of the Air by any chance? We've watched the first 2 episodes. Bloomin' brilliant. Do you know? Takey Decimus is here. Good to see you. WM Flight Sim, welcome aboard. How are you, man? Don't worry about me. I'm just in a state of making a mess of things. Nothing new there, you see. Now, someone put up a message I thought it was friggin' hilarious, and I can't find it now. I think it was Canoe Head. We'll find it now in a second. It was just brilliant. He basically put in a whole load of gibberish, and I was able to read it, and I was like, well, if you can read this, you know, you could read everything. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, here. If in fact Murphy reads everything, he should have no problem reading this. Right, I saw it, I read it. But yes, now, where was I? I was up here. Squawk Talk, good to see you. Hope all is well. We are all individuals. Yes, we are. Bonsoir, El Bapino. Good to see you. Now, let me see. SK Son, happy Monday. Hope all is well. Frankie's in the house. Good to see you, Frankie.
You haven't a clue what you're doing.
Who asked you? Frankie, you're very welcome aboard, man. Now, let me see. It was Simaware I was looking for. Simaware. Gotcha. White League. Welcome. It's a flying box. It's fairly accurate. General rule, take what Murphy says and add at least 20 knots. Fair, true, very true. Lima Kilo Mike. Good to see you. Happy Monday. We're catching up. Large Alive. Happy Monday. What's this beauty? Go way out and the plane. It's the Shorts 360. The regional gadget. Smash the like button. Come on, Gabe, you legend. And Mikey. Yeah, you had Mikey, Joe. I forget his brother's name. Brother McBrien. Forget his name. Was it Ed? No, it wasn't Ed. Someone will tell us now in a minute. Masters of the Air, or Masters of the Air, you will not see here. Brilliant flying dive. Now, in all episodes of the series Masters of Air, is all episodes out of Masters of the Air? No, I believe only episode 1 and 2, right? If you can read this, you still need glasses. I love this Monday night series because I can learn everything about the Gallic War while Murphy reads many things. Viper, see? You're guaranteed, if you start off with a compliment, there's every chance I'll read it word for word for word. But you're right, that's just what I do. Gibbo! Rod McBrien. Brilliant. Rod. Right. Come on, Gibbo. Good job you came up here with your Rod. Right. Rob McBrien. No, it was Rod. Rod. Old Veteran 965 is here. Scott, very good to see you. Gibbo, you shouldn't be here, by the way. Earmuffs, Gibbo. Earmuffs, you know. Now, weekly releases, Masters of the Air. Oh, they're every week, are they? Gotcha. Chuck, the mechanic Chuck. Yes, well done, Rad Baron. Well done. Yeah. Ice pilots, lads. It's only deadly. Right, shall we get ourselves set up for this evening's festivities as we have a look here at this beautiful but also mad looking airplane. Isn't it friggin' nuts looking? So a bit of noise here as we try and meander our way around. It's quite a big aircraft, twin engine, and you can see this is the cargo configuration. I never dropped down the steps at the back. How are they going to get into the back? We'll worry about that now in a moment. So visually, the exterior is actually quite good, but visually, black box simulations, they're in a different kind of a league, right? They wouldn't be up there with some of the nicest looking. In saying that, they make beautiful flying aircraft in the sim. They fly really, really well. And this one here, it has to be probably their most in-depth simulation in terms of systems they've ever released. And they've done some really nice aircraft. Do you know what I mean? They have the Islander, they have the Trilander, and they have a handful of others. So you can see just beautiful details gone in on those engines, which are they're gorgeous. Do you know what I mean? They're absolutely gorgeous now. And there's nice textures and whatever else, but you can kind of see where it's a little bit on the side. Do you know, when it comes to some of these bits and pieces. But anyone over this side of the pond, you would have seen these aircraft, no doubt, flying, especially kind of in a military conversion. Where slightly different design of the tail. They're used for kind of parachuting and all that sort of jazz. They're very, very popular. There was a good few of them built. And of course, we're built in Belfast. Do you know what I mean? So I like it. Has character, right? And you know what I like? Character, lads. If it has character, it's absolutely brilliant. Do you know what I mean? So, let me see. Holy zoinks! I've flown on the short so many times to the Isle of Man. No way! Yeah, the S330 and the Sherpa. That's the one, Super Thai. Paparazzi is here. Good evening, Fireflies. Ready for another fantastic stream. I see they stole my refrigerator box designed for aircraft from my childhood. Yes, it's pretty much a refrigerator with wings. A flying shoebox. Yeah. It's pretty cool, though, right? They went to war over salt. They did. James747 James, good to see you. Captain Meowington says, it's crazy how much more violent things were back then. To think that they went to war over garlic. Right, do you know? But yes, I shall wait and get 1 month of Apple TV and then I'll watch them all. Good call, Zyvac. Shame there's no cargo visible. Barragan, yeah, that's an issue. I would have taken my Islander, but I'm afraid it'll be too slow. Islander probably too slow. The crate plane came in is more aerodynamic than the plane. Oh, the crate that it came in. Brilliant. Brilliant. Right, well, let's have a look at what's going on inside, shall we? So, welcome to the flight deck, or the cockpit in this case. And again, you can kind of see texture-wise, it might come across as being a little bit on the janky side, but I can assure you it's quite, it's quite refined in here. For instance, every single one of the circuit breakers work. And there's a lot of them, which is kind of cool, right? And there's a couple of click spots in it. We can access the sliding door. Yes, there's our cargo area. Right now, can I, like, do something?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Can I do some of those steps? Rear baggage stairs. Oh, there they are there, look. You've movable objects and everything. Devil Dude! Thank you very much indeed. How long is that for Devil Dude? 25 months.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Speed Nut! 34 nuns! Lads, it's all happening like, I don't know what. What's this he says? The cargo door looks like it might have smashed on the glass. Oh, wait. On the captain's side window if you slammed it open too hard. Correct and right, it would. Well spotted, look. Like, there's a little holder here, like, she can't go too far. But yeah, it's a real case of go handy with the door, will you? You know, you'll take the whole thing out of commission. So anyway, we're going to close up the stairs. And we're going to get our doors closed here as well. And I'm thinking that'll work. Aft baggage. There we go. So we've secured the aircraft. All the doors are now closed. And, well, let's see what happens here. I can't remember how to fly this, but sure, listen, we'll give it a shot. Right? The Limbics! Work, Lurk, and a Sherpa. Dude, can it get any better? Do you know? Well, maybe not working, but lurking all the same. Do you know? Right, now, let me see. Press some buttons so I can actually see what we're doing. Yes. This is all working terribly well. Sorta. Yes, right. Grand. So our plan is get the aircraft up and running, and then we're going to kind of start hightailing it, because it's a bit of ground to cover tonight. Effectively, what's happening... well, I'll give you the introduction of what's happening, and then we'll have a better idea. How's that? Right? How's that? As we prepare ourselves for a startup, we embark on this journey tonight. So, Caesar's first year in Gaul had been a great success, as we said, beating back the Helvetii and indeed the Suebi. Caesar was making a name for himself as a superb commander. The balance of power among the Gallic tribes had been upset. So, as the winter of 58 BC neared, everyone was happy. But Caesar wasn't in Gaul simply to act as a bodyguard. No, he was in Gaul to conquer Gaul. To this end, he didn't withdraw. He went back to his province on the Italian side of the Alps, and his troops made camp for the winter period. Winter camps, that's what they used to build. Wooden forts, basically, dotted up and down the countryside. They were seen as a symbol of Caesar's intentions. Suddenly, not everyone was happy. The Gauls were like, these lads are staying. What's this going to mean? Caesar, of course, being the savvy general that he was, and if nothing, he was a master politician, he knew that the jig was up, and there was no use pretending that Rome wasn't in Gaul to stay. At least not when he met with the leaders of the Gallic tribes in private. And this is what was interesting. Caesar would meet all these independent Gallic tribes. Some of them didn't really like the idea. Others kind of knew the crack, as in if they wanted to get one over a rival gang, you know, or a tribe, they'd say, Caesar, listen, we think you're a great gas altogether. So they would side with the Romans. So then you go back to, you know, your mate. Listen, you know, come out here and fight the 10 of us. What are you talking about? We're after finding this fella Caesar, and he's like 50 or 60,000 troops. Fair enough, right? So that was kind of the spiel of it. And well, Caesar would use cunning and genius, because he would tend to, you know, pit one rival against the other. So it was pretty mad what he was able to do, right? But what happened anyway, when the spring of 57 BC finally kind of rambled upon them, the Roman occupation, it was immediately challenged in the north by a confederation of Belgic tribes. A confederation. These lads started working together. The territory of Belgium, as you could probably guess, covers roughly modern-day Belgium, and it was then about as far as you could possibly get from Roman civilization. Traders, you know, culture, none of that was present up there. They were effectively going into the wild, right? Like the tribes in the south, they knew all about the Romans. They traded with them, they worked with them, they knew everything about it. But the further north you went, the less of Rome had an impact. It was interesting. So, we're going to leave it there, and we're going to get ourselves started up. Are we ready? So hello, plane. And where's this now? I'm going to highlight that. I have a couple of notes. Nothing too mad tonight, lads, but still, do you know, a little bit. Right, we're up here. Being stuck in a forest fort in Gaul for the winter sounds rustic. Could you imagine, right? Probably won't break the glass, but it'll put a big bang in it. It absolutely would. Trolling, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. No Shorts 360 flying the bargain basement version of the PZL. Sweet. Patrick, good to see you. Welcome in. Irish Explorer, he says, I began to watch the Vietnam special again. The difference from now and then is staggering. You were more brown and quieter then. A Scary Wolf, thank you very much. I was very kind of finding me tone. I was only one tone back then, you know. But yeah, it was some fun. Italian Yang fan is here. Good to see you, man. You're very welcome aboard. Right, okay, let's see what we can do here. So we have some of the options over here on the right hand side in relation to your doors and systems, right? That's all we need there. And a couple of click spots, you know, nothing terribly fancy, but it's functional, and that's what I like about it, right? You set your trim there, you're to making a mess. Okay, so up to the overhead, and well, let's see what we can see here. So a bit of kind of familiarization. So we have the electrical panel here. We have our engine panel then just beside it. Lighting is over on the right hand side, and then we have some fuel, anti-ice, and so on and so forth. So we're going to start off with the batteries. So we have three batteries, but we're going to turn on two of them. Battery on the left and battery on the right. Ow, me hand. So there's some batteries coming on, right? Now let me see what we want to do. So we have the electrical master internal ground services. We can flick them on to test. Up you get. And we also have other stuff over here. So ground services, make sure they're on. Light shedding, not worried about those. Generators, we'll have to worry about those in a moment. Engines now, reserve power, don't worry about that. We're going to ramble over here to our lighting. And we're going to go ahead and get our nav light, our beacon, seatbelts, and no smoking. Even though we're cargo, it's totally fine. So we're looking kind of okay on the overhead just for now. Fuel pumps we'll want to turn on. So booster pumps, left and right. Go ahead and turn those on. And leveling valves, turn those on and then off. This should be okay. Reserve power, leave that alone. Engine start switches are down here. Okay. So let's go down to our flight controls. And we can see then we have our power setting. We have prop and we have fuel. So these are our fuel switches currently in the off position. That's quite okay. You'll also note there is a control lock back here, this little handle. So we'll have to unlock that in a moment if we want to be able to use the flight controls, which is important. Over on the left-hand side, we can have a look here now. We have our hydraulics. So our pumps are open. That's what we want to see. Nose wheel steering is already turned on. There's a ton of lighting in this aircraft. They've done a great job with the lighting. Absolutely superb. And of course, we have more circuit breakers, which all of them work. Right, all of them work. Ian Fisher, it's good to see you. Okay, so quick check on the far side. Unfortunately, it's not a single pilot operation, this thing. There's quite a lot going on. So air conditioning over on the right-hand side. Let's have a look. This is kind of bleeds and so on and so forth. Flight compartment, passenger, that's all okay. Leave that alone. This is our nav panel. And again, we have a ton of light switches here. Tons of lighting in here. It's done really, really well. Systems test. This is where everything gets very, very loud. And they all work. Circuit breaker lights, we can turn those on. Governor speed, auto feather, that's all looking good. Over to this side, where's my CB lights? Still here. And turn them on here as well, just so we have a bit of kind of context of what's happening. Right, so we're going to put our prop to full, check our throttle is moving, that's good. And we're going to start up the left engine first. That's the plan here, and let's see what can happen, all right? So let me see here, all is looking good, electrical is all looking good. That's all looking good. So ignition on the left-hand side. So we have engine on the left and engine on the right. So we're going to go ignition on. We have a light telling us it's on. Starter is set to normal. Yes, we have power there. And let's go for a start. And let's hope this works. Starter switch has been engaged. We're going to monitor our PSI rising here. Oil pressure is rising. We can see our RPM percentage. We're going to look for about 20. That's some good spinach. And we're going to introduce some fuel on the left. There's great sounds on this too. So is this from Shorts of Northern Ireland? It is, Ian, it is. So if you have a look there, we should have a view of that prop spinning. And it'll take a moment just to spool up. ITT is grand, she already peaked. RPM is still rising. Prop RPM is now coming up. And you'll really hear the aircraft come alive. Bring up some altitude here as well. So far, so good. I'm going to high. Muse fan, good to see you, Muse. Zythy, good to see you, man. You're very welcome in, lads. Okay, so that's a good start on the left engine. Now, while we're here, we have some generators. So we have right or left shedding buses. We're going to trip this, reset, and then we have this green light here letting us know generator is now operational. All right. So we're going to start up the right-hand side. We're going to go to ignition normal. And we're going to hit the starter switch. Starter switch goes on. Still giving me a problem with the generator. Why is that? On, please. Okay, right-hand side generator is off. That's okay. Okay, so RPM is up around 20%. Introducing fuel. Right hand side is coming up. ITT spiked. She went up to about 820 or so. And she's continuing to climb. Hummingbird says to say hello from somewhere over the Irish Sea. Hello, hello. Okay, so we got a good start on the right hand side. We're over 50%. RPM is still increasing, that's what we want. And our prop RPM is increasing here as well. Put into high idle. And let us do some stuff. So we're going to reset the left hand side. And these guys are already on. So we should have no warnings for the generators. Super duper. Fuel pumps. Go ahead and turn those off. Bleeds are set to normal. They're all okay. Hedostatic heat. Go ahead and turn those on. Windshields. Turn them on. Intakes are grand. Propeller. Don't need to worry about those for the moment. Spotlight or ice detector. You have additional lights there, which is quite good. Just eat me Chinese, Merv. Then I'll catch you. Nice one, Eamon. Okay, so fuel quantity is looking good. Engines are now exactly where we want them. Electrical power is exactly where we want it. Moving over here now to some additional lights. We can go ahead and get the taxi lights on because we're going to be moving shortly. Passenger compartment lights can be activated just for the crack. I like using them. And, well then, it's going to be a focus onto our avionics. So avionics master switch located just behind the yoke. Go ahead and turn this on. Avionics are coming alive. We still have one warning light on our annunciator panel. It's telling us that the control locks are in play. So we can hear the avionics fan now. Control locks are back here. Go ahead and click. And make sure now that your flight controls are free and correct. Very good. Now with our avionics coming online, if we want, we can turn on a GPS. You have an option. We're going to turn it on. Little Garmin GPS 400. It does the job. We have a transponder over here, currently set on standby. We'll put in a fictitious code. 2405, why not? It's on standby. Go ahead and enter all this. We also have a weather radar on board. This Collins unit. Let that power up. Avionics lights. Everything here is looking good. Now, while we're waiting, we're going to reset our barometric pressure. We're on live weather, by the way. Reset our directional indicator. We have nav or GPS mode. We will be using these for our flight. Just make sure all our instruments are working. Chrono is working. You have wipers. As far as I know, they clear the water off the windshield, I think. We'll double check that in a while. And that's kind of it. That's kind of it. For takeoff, we're going to set flaps to 5. And we're going to make sure that we're in the green. See your trim there? We're in the green. And then we have our autopilot unit down here. Which is handy. Having autopilot is just a handy thing to have. Time of day, Sterling, good question. Iron Knob Airways is here, good to see you. So time of day is local time 16:14. 16:14.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Right. Okay, so down to our GPS, let's start putting in a bit of a flight plan here, shall we? So let's see. So we're going to go to flight plan page, and this won't take long. So we're going to put in a new flight plan. Push the cursor. So we're going to take off from Lima, Sierra, Golf. No, it's not. Lima Sierra Golf Golf. Man Murphy, you'll go far in life. So Lima Sierra Golf Golf. Thank you. First stop then is going to be Lima Foxtrot Sierra Delta. Lima Fox Sierra Delta. Dijon. Next up then is going to be Lima Fox Oscar Kilo. Lima Fox Oscar Kilo. Vatry. And then our final stop is going to be at Lima Fox Alpha Fox. Lima Foxtrot Alpha Foxtrot. Chambry, that's how we're looking, lads. So flight plan is now put in. Just double check this is all working. Let's have a quick look. LSGG, LFSD, LFOK. Okay, there's a flight plan. Sweet. Now we can zoom out of the little Garmin unit here just to make sure we're going the right way. It should be pretty much straight up. It is. Very good. Set of map data fields. Next rad. Don't need to worry about those. VLOC. We're going to change this VLOC. So we're going to hit the OB. No, we're not. We're going to hit the nav. How do we do that now? I wonder if that changes if I go to nav mode. It should do, shouldn't it? It does. Grand. We want to fly this on GPS, yeah? That's what we want to do. Okay, weather radar, put that in test mode. Lights are already on. We're getting ready to buzz out of here. So before we go, lads, shall we get the METAR? If you want to type into the chat now, ! METAR, put in a space, and then LSGG. Let's see, can we get a METAR for here, right? MDA is here. Good to see you. There we go. Toto straight in. So we have winds 292. Wait now, hang on. 292 at 0. Okay. What's with the Z? Variable 1 knot. Okay, no winds. It's foggy. Visibility 9,000. No, it's not Cav. Okay. 3 degrees, dew point 2, QNH 1032, and we have no significant change. Okay. So let's have a look. If you want to take off from the airport, we're going to be departing runway 04, which means it's going to be taxi and it's out to our right hand side. The last time I was here, Skeptic Canton was controlling. She told me to turn right. I turned left because I'm an idiot. But all was well in the realm, right? All was well in the realm. Okay, last bit of messing we want to do here now. This is our autopilot. That's all okay. Right, no, we're okay. Get our heading bug to go in the direction of where we want to fly. So runway for takeoff is 04. Okay. The winds are variable 1 knot. Yeah, I got that, yeah. Have I gotten the VFR course already? Lads, I'm telling you, the IFR stuff is, we're ticking over with that. We're ticking over with that. Okay, test the brakes, make sure they're working. They're working. And this is our chariot for today. It's an acquired kind of a look, and isn't it? It's an acquired kind of a look. It's kind of nice, but it's also frightfully, disaster. Bring the engines down into low idle, because otherwise our taxi is going to be quite fast. Now, how's this for... We do have reversers, but we shan't worry about them too much for the moment. 1 right turn is 3 left turns. That's exactly what I told her. Work is progressing well on our IF4 course. Rather than creating a brand new manual, I'm just going to add to it, because the way I'm thinking of it is people can go back and use the information we've already used for the first one. You know what I mean? So that's the plan here. Right, so we're approaching an active runway. Our landing lights need to come on. Strobes, all is looking good here. And we can turn on our transponder to altitude mode. And while we're at it, we can put our weather onto standby. No, we can put it onto live now. Sweet. So we're going to back taxi here on 4. Well, we can actually cross over and go up the other side. In fact, that's what we'll do. That's how one behaves at an airport, you know. Energizer, good to see you. Only 5 days to Friday, I'm telling you. Ian Fisher says only 39 packs, more of a twin otter, but not as much as the ATR or Dash. And I guess it met a need back in the day. Ian, yeah, like they were a very interesting airplane. Aer Lingus operated them amongst another of other carriers. I don't know. I think this sort of a style of an aircraft, it don't get me wrong, it is very unique, but this kind of style reminds me of one of my favorite Beechcraft. Do you ever see the B1900, the Beech 1900? That's a stunning plane. I need one of those in my life. The B1900D, I think it was. Carinado made one. Oh man, that was like what it is. Stahl, yes. Looks like it was made out of Legos. Gregor, right? So the B1900, lads, that was, to this day, probably Carinado's best ever aircraft. I think it was friggin' awesome. But anyway, we seem to be going okay here. Cargo's doing cargo things and our views are where they need to be. We're going okay. I see many 1900s in my day. Ooh. Near biplane tail. Hey, P.S. Moranthai is here. Hello there. It's good to see you, man. Yeah, one of my favourite airplanes, lads, has to be the Beech B1900. Okay, shall we chance multiplayer and let's pray to the gods, the old and the new, that everything works well. Yeah, it has the radio cable. See that above my head? And that reacts to what you're doing. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. It's the little things. As I said, Black Box, in terms of the visuals, they're not bad. They're just, you know, they are what they are. They can be a little bit janky, right? But they make up for it in terms of how the aircraft flies. There's really good sounds. Really, really good sounds. And the system simulation here, it's huge. Jesus, look at this. We got a load of people here, lads. Now I'm really hoping I don't get that stutter-ish bug. I've moved all of my add-ons to an M2 drive, so I'm hoping it works. Throw the DC-3 in the bin. What? The DC-3 is probably my favourite plane. We're flying the DC-3 on Friday. What about the House Gods? The House Gods as well, yes. The Gods of House. Oh, it's bumpy here. Okay, we have a fine selection of aircraft joining us tonight. Behave yourself now, multiplayer. The last thing I want to do is end up what we had to do on Friday. That was just not a nice experience. Sure it wasn't. And there's a big stutter. Let's see what happens. I just arrived. What airplane is this? This is the Shorts 360. And, oh Jesus, was that an Electra? Right, don't mind me, lads. I'm just going to do usual and kind of burst through here. Totally fine. Totally fine. Okay, we're coming on to runway 04. Landing gear test handle is working. A little slippage because it's been a heck of a Monday. Filthy, I would agree, man. I've had a Monday. But it's great now that you're here. It's great now that we're all here. Any news on the Lancaster? Negative, they're waiting on sounds to be made. However, just so we all know, there's a B-17 and a Lancaster on their way to the sim. Sound like a truck horn, yeah. Right, we're just going to taxi forward here, give ourselves a bit of a clear way. All right. So let me see, get me heading bug to runway heading. 04 is set. Altitude, we've set an initial 6,000 feet, which should be okay. Our plan is take off, fly over the lake, gain altitude, and then it's going to be turned up to the left. Okay, are we ready? So, high idle. Let the torque come up. This will be loud now, lads, which is good. Okay, we're walking, we're talking, and we're squawking. Let's go flying. Takeoff power set. Speed alive. Governors are active. 70 knots. There's 90. 100. Rotate. Positive rate of climb, and we're indicating the climb. Gear up. Top of the toe brakes. Speed 120. Alright. Speed 130, flaps in. Look at this, lads. 1,500 feet per minute. It's a boss of a plane. Sound is good, yeah. Joseph Gambino is here. How are you, Joseph? Great to see you, man. Okay, fly this heading. Work on our trim a little bit. We want to go out over the lake. It's very foggy, but man, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? Beautiful day. Okay, putting in a little bit of trim. Let's go down and have a chat with our autopilot. Yeah, dampener. Autopilot. We want to say heading, altitude select. We could probably V-speed this, but it seems to be holding here. We want to get up to 6,000. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so far so good. We're looking good. Okay, so friends, we're doing very well. How we're doing this well, I don't know. But we shall do a count. If you're currently flying along with us, if you're on the Xbox, press 1. If you're on the PC, press 2. And if you're here because, Jesus, don't you just love the Romans? I mean, a great bunch of lads. You press number 3. Hello, Fireflies. Welcome to the Flying Circus. We live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2000 Zulu time, right here. All right. The autopilot is behaving, so it's not going to be very, very precise. And again, Black Box have nailed this. We wanted to go altitude select, so it kind of blew through the 6,000 by 100 feet, but it's working its way back down, right? It's working its way back down. So what we're going to do, we're going to kind of fix up our power settings
Dude,
here.
have you been drinking? I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
We're going to tidy up our engines here a little bit. So let's have a look and see what the impact is, right? First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring back some of that torque. And about 3.5 is what I want. And the second thing I'm going to do is reduce some of the RPM. So you can see our prop RPM on the bottom. I'm going to bring it back there around 16-ish, 15, 16. And that should keep us fairly happy, right? Fairly happy. So a couple of after takeoff checks. Well, we'll go back up to our lights now. We don't need our landing lights. And go. Taxi lights can come off. Everything else can stay on. And now we're going to dial in a left-hand turn. So quick check for situational awareness. All is looking good. So we're going to put in a left turn here, lads, and we want to go over to 031. No, we don't. We want to go to 310. Left turn coming in. So let's see here now. We want to go to, there's 33, 32, 310 degrees. Set. And we keep our eyes on the ball. With a Toby eye tracking here for the extra immersion. Turn on me fan. Oh, Jesus then. It's me only fan. Beautiful. Man, the air feels so good on my face. Right, turn off the fan. You're wasting electricity. Do you not know the price of it these days? Right, okay. Successful left-hand turn.
They've done studies, you know. 60% of the time, it works every time.
Every time. 25 in the PC. Thank you, Super Ty. We got 2 on console as well. Nice. Rogue Wolf Gaming, good to see you. You're very welcome in. Who's this? Is it Nungus? Wait now. Nungus Cole? Huh? How would you pronounce your name, Nun? Did you say you're starting an OnlyFans channel? Yes, yes, yes.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
I'll start putting up pictures of this thing. And nothing. Look at the animation. Right? Brilliant. And there's 2 of them, lads. Right? Brilliant. Okay, so autopilot is doing exactly what we wanted to do. Our speed here is quite fast at the moment. Don't worry, we'll dial it back. I just wanted to have a bit of speed taking us in over these mountains here. And I'm thinking a very small course correction might need to come in. So we're currently at 310. Let's further our turn over to 300. And this should put us back on track then to where our magenta line is, right? It's like Messenger bit with none. Huh?
Hello there.
Renoir. Hello, Renoir. Great to see you.
Yeah, baby.
Is it Nungus Coley? I think so, it is. Let me see. Cap Kira, rather. Cap Rika was your cousin. Cap Kira, thank you very, very much indeed for that tier 1 subscription. God almighty, 29 months, would you believe it? Thank you very, very much indeed. Okay, we're looking good here now. So we're on an intercept. We're heading back towards a magenta line. Rambog is over there where he needs to be. Jesus.
Yeah, baby.
Look at the windows opening. Will you behave yourselves? Renoir, 15 months, man. Thank you very, very much indeed. Where's the time going, lads? Look at this beautiful terrain here. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous? These are kind of the Jura Mountains. We were over this neck of the woods last week. And, oh, look at this, lads. Look at this state. Isn't that something? That's beautiful. That's really nice. Right, so maintain our heading and we'll nap it into GPS mode here now in a moment. But look at the views. Right, our speed is a little bit on the lively side. Let's fix that. So bring our torque back now. We'll probably get away with 3. And hold. And our RPM, go ahead, bring it back.
Hello there.
And we're going to say 14. Calm the devil right down. Right? Now let's see what this does for a speed, right? Kaharia, the lovely Kaharia. Happy Monday. Hope you're well. Dijon is here. Hello there. It's stunning. Time of day, Zybok. Let me have a look. It's 16:34 local time. So that speed of 180, we're going to aim it back to about 170 or so. Just so, you know, anyone in slower aircraft, we won't be going too far ahead of you. I do see a Kodiak, so that'll struggle at this speed. So we're going to bring that speed down. We're going to aim for about 170, lads. Look at the scenery, though. Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. There's a B-17 over there. Jesus, Iron Knob. How'd you manage that? Anyway. Sci 120, good to see you. So that's pretty. We'll keep it there for the moment, and we continue on now with what it is we were chatting about, right? So, Caesar, chatting with all the different tribes. Well, he'd been able to convince at least one Belgic tribe that support for Rome was in their best interest. When this tribe would come under attack for their foreign allegiance, Caesar was very quick to intervene, hoping to prove that friendship with Rome was not just a one-way street. Those who helped Rome would in turn be helped by Rome. Plus, it was a lovely excuse for Caesar to actually bring the battles into Belgium to conquer the Belgae. The fact that Caesar only had one ally, well, that was the good news. The fact he only had one ally, well, that was the bad news. He marched the legions north to support his new ally and to prevent the Belgae from mixing and mashing into one massive, coherent force. But he arrived too late, and to his absolute horror, he was greeted with a massive enemy army. Huge. "Oh bother," he said in a proud and unhappy voice. Skirmishes broke out and a brief bloody battle was fought. The idea was Caesar couldn't take on the entirety of this army. Not a hope. He was vastly outnumbered. However, part of this Belgae army were trying to outflank him, and actually close off his rearward pass, meaning that the Romans would have no way to retreat. Caesar saw this. You're not dealing with, an ordinary dishcloth here. This lad was a genius. He knew what was happening. So he put all his forces into attacking that flanking attack. Thankfully, he got there. He managed to beat them back, push them back, and thus securing his position. So he dug in. And of course, we know the Romans were absolutely incredible when it came to their engineering. They were in a different league than all these other lads, do you know? Caesar was completely outnumbered and deep in enemy territory. He had to think fast. There was no way he could figure this one out. There was no way he could win a battle out in the open field. He was outnumbered. So, he did something quite brilliant. He remembered what happened back in the days of the Samnite War. By spreading his forces out and getting them to go to all the various villages and towns throughout Belgium, he got his troops to ransack, pillage, destroy all these local areas, while still keeping a strong force, fortified in. So the Belgian armies combined were saying, no, the Romans are still there. What he was actually doing, running an absolute muck in the countryside. What do you think happened? Word came back to the Belgians that their homes were being destroyed by marauding Romans. And because they weren't this unified national army, these were all agreements with different tribes to work together. Well, if your hometown is getting ransacked and pillaged and the other fellas wasn't, well, what's going to happen? You're going to want to run away, get back to that town and push the Romans out. That's exactly what happened. Before long, this massive Belgian force started to break and crumble as their troops went back to protect their own livelihoods, their houses, their farms, their towns. This was perfect for Caesar. Now, where's it? Over here? Look. The Belgic army quickly evaporated as tribes returned home to protect their property. Caesar was now free to march from tribe to tribe and pick them off one by one. Sometimes the locals resisted and they were absolutely annihilated. But more often than not, they saw the handwriting on the wall and they surrendered. However, one tribe in particular, they were known as the Nervii. They didn't surrender, and they were certainly not pushovers. At one point, they managed to catch the Romans by surprise as they were building their camp, and in the confusion, they almost shattered through Caesar's legions. Now, Caesar, in the last dying moments, managed to fight these guys off. But that was the closest Caesar has come to absolute defeat after setting out on this entire Gallic expedition. And it was a tribe known as the Nervii who nearly did it. But the reality is, Caesar was victorious. He pushed back the Nervii, and before he knew it, he now had much of Gaul under his thumb. Quite mad, right? So when we talk about, strength and numbers, you can imagine during the murky mists of history, there's a lot of speculation. Yet, we envisage Caesar's forces. He had 8 legions, also bolstered by auxiliary troops. That's quite the formidable force. That puts Caesar's numbers somewhere between 30 and 45,000 troops. Facing them were the Belgae. They reckoned there was hundreds of thousands of those when they all worked and knitted in together. Absolutely crazy. The Nervii, these guys, well, there was maybe 20,000 of those. So Caesar did have the upper hand. Now, where are we at? We're over here, look. The Nervii might absolutely shattered. The once proud tribe, its council decimated. And here's the thing about Caesar. He was getting this sort of a reputation, you know, war friggin' crimes and all this sort of jazz. That's what they were kind of calling for. Because all these kind of, all the wins that he had in battle, all these victories, well, anyone who stood against Caesar, history reminds us, you know, Caesar was, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? But he'd let them off, do you know? He'd be like, Andrew, listen, it's grand. You know, I forgive you. Everything's grand. Don't worry about it. That was only kind of half of the story. Caesar didn't really care about, you know, what's the honourable thing to do. Caesar would look at this and say, right, if I spare these people, if I show leniency, what are the advantages? Like, he was shrewd. Do you know what I mean? He was shrewd. So the idea behind it was, Caesar, if he thought there was some sort of an advantage to having you saved, you're going to be saved, right? If he didn't, if he thought there was no use to you at all, he was ruthless. So much so, some of these tribal governments, if you like, or the leaders, the elders of which, they were absolutely like tortured, crucified, hands chopped off, heads chopped off, rough as you can imagine. And to Caesar's enemies back in Rome, particularly Cato, and at the time a little bit of Cicero, the great orator, but this was music to their ears because this gave them their casus belli to kind of have a bit of a row with Caesar. Look what he's doing. Look at this dishonor. Look at this, you know, horrible war crimes that he's doing. The whole thing was getting out of hand. But Caesar was so far up north, he didn't really care. As far as he was concerned, Gaul was his territory. All of it. So he pressed forward. So apart from this one near disaster, the conquest of the Belgae went off without a hitch. Caesar entered the winter of 57 BC with nearly the entirety of Gaul under his control. Over the winter, the Romans again building camps across the country, Caesar returned to Gaul to attend his duties. After all, he was still the governor of Cisalpine and Transalpine Gaul. And there was a backlog of high important action items. Roads, you know, supplying grain, taxes, all this sort of stuff. And he's kind of been neglecting them as he's off kind of, you know, playing war. Pompey and Crassus left Rome and joined Caesar for a conference. There, the triumvirate was renewed, and it was agreed that Pompey and Crassus would again serve together as consul for the year of 55 BC. The three men also took time to divvy up the Roman world. Between them, Caesar would have his proconsulship of Gaul extended by another 5 years. That never happened before. Caesar having his proconsulship extended, it meant that he was above the law. He couldn't be arrested. He couldn't be charged. They couldn't touch him, right? So this was great news for Caesar. Pompey would be appointed proconsul over Hispania, Spain. That suited Pompey down to the ground. While Crassus would receive the governorship of Syria. So Crassus had a bit of a rush of blood to the head. Crassus was the richest man in Rome. And if you're the richest man in the Rome back then, you're probably the richest or one of the richest men in the world. But Crassus, getting a rush of blood to the head, he wanted a triumph. He wanted military triumphs. So he said he wanted to go to Syria. Because over there you had the Parthians. Kind of Syria, Iran, all that neck of the woods. The Parthians, right? And little did the Romans know, these lads were every bit as strong as the Romans. We'll learn what happened to poor old Crassus a little bit later on. But at the end of this conference between Caesar, Pompey and Crassus, dividing up and running the entire Roman Republic, you could imagine at the end of it, if they smoked back then, they would have had some really big cigars. You know what I mean? This would be the last cooperative venture between the three triumvirs. We'll get into all that later on, right? So with the agreement in hand, each of the triumphs went about their business. For Crassus and Pompey, it meant laying the groundwork for the consular campaign, and for Caesar, well, it meant consolidating his hold over Gaul. Despite the glowing reports to the Senate that Gaul had been completely pacified, the reality was not so neat and tidy. This time, Trouble came from the west, the Veneti, or the Veneti. They were a maritime tribe from Brittany who decided to take their shot at avoiding Roman dominance. Admittedly, they were in a unique position and had good reason to believe that they could resist the Romans. Next week, we travel to Brittany to see what the Veneti were all about, because this turns into a massive amphibious battle. And the Romans, of course, they weren't amphibious, they weren't sea-going warriors. They were great in the battlefield. At sea, not so much, do you know? Hey, Kansui, good to see you. So that's kind of the stab of it, right? As we're approaching, we're very, very close to approaching our first waypoint. I need to come down here, and we're going to turn on nav mode. We're on GPS. It's going to turn us ever so slightly to the right, and we're just about to do a first stop landing up here at Dijon. That's going to be our first stop. So some of the Roman things back then, right? I've already mentioned about the calendar. We still use the Roman calendar, right? But the impact that the Romans had on history, moving away a little bit from the Gallic Wars, well, the legal system and the Republic, right? Many legal terms and concepts like justice, jury, and defendant, well, they have Latin origins. The idea of a republic with an elected representative, as practiced in Rome, laid the foundation for many modern democratic systems. We can see this today. Do you ever notice that? It all kind of stems from Rome. Also, the infrastructure and urban planning. As we could have imagined, the Romans were master buildings. They had, long before anyone, and for a long time after, they had concrete. Romans had concrete. After the Roman Empire kind of collapsed, 500-600 AD, concrete wasn't rediscovered again till Victoria, Britain. That's why there's so many buildings from the Roman era still present and not a whole lot in between. Because they didn't have the materials. They didn't know, well, if we mix this with that, we'll have concrete. Isn't that mad? Do you know? But anyway, they were master builders constructing roads, aqueducts and bridges, some of which, of course, are still here today. Their grid-based city planning is still used in many modern cities. The Romans came up with that. If you look at, there's a number of roads in England and throughout Europe, them roads are actually built on the original Roman roads. The aqueducts, for example. The aqueducts in Rome still stand. There's ones in France, Italy, throughout the Roman Empire, aqueducts. The Aqua Claudia, I think it is, or the Aqua Augusta, they're still in operation in Rome to this day. 2,000 years later, they still provide water to the likes of the Trevi Fountain and the fountains on the Piazza Novana and so on and so forth. Like, that's staggering. Do you know, to think that they're still there. And when it comes to the planning, the city planning of roads and avenues and streets, it goes back to the grid design that the Romans had. Rome as a city was the most unique Roman settlement because it was constantly being built upon. 7 hills of Rome, turning roads, what's the word I'm looking for? Curved roads, slants, all that jazz. Any other forum or Roman settlement, they didn't have that. They were straight lines. It was a grid. That's how they built it. Rome was just the odd one out. Look at the weather here, lads. This is going to be fun. Right, we may dip below the clouds here. So altitude, bring it down now. Let's call it 3,000. Altitude select, vertical speed. I'm going to put the nose down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 500 feet of a descent. Bring the power back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me 1,000 feet per minute. Bringing the speed back. We're going to be landing here. Landing lights on. Put them all on. So let me see. Dijon, we have a choice of runways. We have 3.5 or 1.7. I'm going to aim for 1.7. So that means we're going to overfly the airport and come back in on the other side. That is what we are going to do, friends. Right? That's what we're going to do. I hate the Romans for building the cobbles on the Paris cycle race. They're awful. Concrete. That's one way to cement a relationship. Caesar just wanted to pick up some mustard. It's pretty mad though when you think about it, isn't it? Look at the state of this. This is beautiful. Live weather. Okay, we are a couple of hours back than real time. Sun not very high in the sky. Let's see what we can do here. So we just passed 5,000 feet. This will be interesting, lads. But anyone in the chat, like, if you guys have, you know, is there Roman ruins or Roman buildings or structures near enough to you? I know in Ireland we've nothing. Nothing. The Romans didn't really have much interest here. There was a bit of trading done, but that was mainly due, you know, they were traders directly. But in England, up and down the country, man, they had tons of it. Of course, they didn't make it to America. Which, you know, what could you do? Goblin Zeus has plenty. Well, it's funny you should mention that, Scott, right? Most of the... I won't say most of. There's a number of American government buildings are based off Roman designs. I mean, you see the pillars, you see the columns, right? You see the arches, your Capitol building, the obelisk, even though that was of an Egyptian design, that was heavily used in Rome, right? And temples, not to mention your temples, especially in Washington. No, they're of Roman design. The Antonine Wall, but it's not standing anymore. It was made of peat. Ryan White, yeah, 100%. Mostly Hadrian's Wall. There's loads in Leitrim. There is. Not much in California. Probably not. What's the warning? Speed? Oh no, altitude. Okay, we still haven't beaten this cloud layer. What do we reckon, lads? Does anyone know what the clouds are here? Otherwise, we're going to have to go for an instrument approach. So, 3,000 feet. Radar altitude is reading us at 2,500. Interesting. I've got roaming hands. That'll do. 2,000 feet is complete porridge. Uh-oh. Okay, this should be fun. Okay, LFSD, right? Open airport. Charts. Approach. Okay, we have a VOR for 1.7. Jesus. Okay, we can do a VOR approach. We're going to have to do VOR. So, nav, what do we need to dial in here? 111.45. 111.45. Transfer. Channel 1. On. No, on. Balls. 11145. Okay. Horse. 169er. .169er. Okay, we're passing it. That's okay. We wanted to go behind us.
Dude, have you been drinking? I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
QC Frank, yes, how romantic. Very good. I put photos several weeks ago on Discord. The Flavius Bridge in my hometown. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? That's fog, not cloud. Correct. Fog. We're fogged in. But it's grand, so we're going to have to do a VOR approach. Because we don't really have another option. Okay, altitude, going to bring you down a smidgen.
To look at this big eat.
Call it 2.5. Did I do something wrong? What have I done? Altitude alert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stu, good to see you, Stu. Welcome in. Eagle Airways, welcome in. Aaron, hope all as well. Okie dokie. Heading mode, please. And autopilot, go heading mode. 2.5 is what we're going for. You fly in fog. Yeah, we can fly. Follow me, lads. It'll be grand. We're going to do a VOR approach just for the sheer and utter crack of it, right? Just for the crack of it now. 169 is what we want our final course to be, right? which should be fine. So we can probably
There.
330
Something on the
degrees.
way. Something.
You might need to do a Shoney and push the fog up. No! We're committed. We're going to do it, lads. Follow me. Close proximity. We'll get us there. We can do this. Altitude select. Altitude hold, please. Thank you. Nav mode. We're 5 miles out. The airport is 5 miles behind us. Lovely plane. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Here in my neighbourhood in Germany, the town Boppard is built on a Roman fort. And in Cologne, there were the headquarters for the campaign that has a few ruins. Oh, nice. Nairobi plane spotter. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Hello there.
Hello there. You're very welcome in, man. Right, okay, so what we've done, right, we've dialed in the very high frequency omnidirectional range, VOR, right? We've dialed in our VOR, and we can see we're getting it, it's behind us. That's showing us where it is, yeah? So we're on VOR, so the airport is almost directly behind us. So I'm just using this to kind of fix me heading. The course I've laid in is 169, and I've put my frequency into our nav here, so 111.45. So let's see what happens here. I'm hoping this is going to be absolutely grand and nothing to worry about, but sure, we'll see now in a minute, right? So we're 8 miles out, so I'm going to start a turn here now. We're going to intersect this. Ramble over here now, my old beauty. Vertical speed. You need to hold my altitude there, please, mate. Let's call it 1,800 feet, please. Vertical speed. Go down the river. And we're going to go altitude select. 1,000 to go. Well, slightly less than 1,000 to go. Okay. That's starting to line up nicely. Bum, 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 bum. 06 would probably do it. Come on, line her up, you devil. Okay, 06. 9 miles out. So next heading is going to be what? 169, I'd say. See the way this needle is coming in? So we want to turn to 169. Over we go! Start turning like an absolute devil. 15, 16, 9. Now we're probably going to overshoot this, but I'm okay. We're okay for the minute. We don't need to panic. We'll probably overshoot this ever so slightly. Altitude 1,800 feet is holding. Speed 140. So far so good, right? So far so good. We're now facing towards the runway. 169 is our course. Slightly left. Straighten that up there, Jemima. Easy does it now. Any better than that just won't do. 6. Okay. 1,800 feet. Bring her down. Go 1,000. B speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Altitude select. Start bringing the speed back. We are 7 miles out. This is all terribly exciting. Glide slope at around 6 miles. I'm waiting for the glide slope to come in. Small course correction here. We're not in a dead line straight. I love the face of concentration, Murph. You look like you know what to do. Right? That is the illusion, friends. Really, I haven't a clue. And I'm just trying to line up things. What was that? 1,400. Right, straighten up there now, Giuseppe. Decision height here, we're not going to be able to... Like, I can't even make a decision on my decision height. Do you know what I mean? 5 miles out, speed coming down. Introduce some prop. That's going to help with the speed. Slow us down a little bit. There we go. 4 miles out. 1,200.
Can I get a refund?
No refunds. Can someone tell me what the airport elevation is? Otherwise this is going to get very bumpy very quick. Right a smidgen, Murph. Right a smidgen. Easy.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Easy. We're very low. There's 1,000 feet. Totally fine. Autopilot off. My airplane. Jesus, look how low we are. That's like very low. Here, coming down. Look how low we got. That's ridiculous. I tell you, if there's like an owl hill up or something here, we're shagged.
They've done studies, you know.
Watch your turn.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Keep our altitude. We're losing the runway. Turn to the right, Murph. Turn to the right. Easy.
Yeah, baby.
Easy, easy, easy. That's your altitude. You need to go to the right a bit.
Who's in charge?
Easy.
You haven't a clue what you're doing.
Jesus. Who put the fog on? We're a mile out. We're 1 mile from the runway, lads. 1,000 feet. Airport's to our left.
Hey, good money.
Speed is good. Jesus, if we get this down. Huh? Easy, Murph. Easy, Murph. Easy, Murph. Easy now. 0.8. Airport's on our right. Oh, Jesus. I'm to one side of the friggin' runway. Go on, you devil, you make it. There's no wind here. Right, let's see what we can do here. Easy. Easy. You've made a balls of it. It's alright, lads, we're just taking the scenic route. Right. Put her down. Touchdown. 3:45, for God's sake. Welcome to our first stop of the night. Reverses out, flaps in. Jesus. Imagine, well, you wouldn't have seen it. We'd have gotten away with it in the fog. Eamon, I didn't hit anyone, it was grand. But like, right beside the runway, as in, 20 feet that way. What the hell was that? Jesus. Not something we want to repeat of. God almighty, I'd say I was a good 100 feet laterally off the runway. About 100 feet. Yikes. Anyway. So we're still alive. It was just a heavy landing. Totally fine. Fog is too hard to land. That's all. That's how you land a plane that's designed with crayons. Right? Horse it in. Be grand. You won't find that landing in a pilot's manual. Listen, it's grand, right? Has anyone got a sick bag? It's totally fine. We come in sideways. The glide slope didn't capture. Because I only had lateral, I didn't have vertical. We have a number for you to call? It's grand. We made it. We made it. Right, so I'm going to back taxi here, get back onto the active. Get these guys down a little bit. That's our first successful stop of the night. Oh, wait. Well, glide slope won't come in if it's on VOR. Although, we did have... What else was running? There was an ADF, and there's probably an NDB there as well. But I didn't even have the airport elevation. Like, that's what kind of threw me. It was grand. Now, what's the weather doing in our next stop? Because that was kind of... Wasn't it, lads? Wasn't it, though? That was kind of mad. Now, where exactly do we want to go? It's a bit of a taxi back up here, isn't it? We'll go left and... we'll go left and then right. Murph, I sent you a DM. Okay, Viper. A chord with a resub. I'm after missing that. Acord, thank you very much indeed, dude. Cheers. Thanks, Muse. Was that when I was trying to do a thing? We also got a subscribe from Timothy Robbins over on YouTube. Thank you very much, Timothy. Welcome in. Aaron says, some crack on Friday night with Forza. It was good old crack, wasn't it? In trouble if that's an off-airport VOR. It's totally fine. No, it was a VOR approach. 169 was the final cruise because I brought up the chart for it there, you know. Also, the Tropicana in Vegas is closing in April. April next year, I think. Lowest you can normally do is 500 to 1,000 foot above the airport, depending on obstructions. It actually said 1,800 was our MDA. Managed to do the VOR, but I had to fly synthetic vision.
there.
Oh, Rambog, synthetic vision would have been just wonderful. Where am I going? There was a right turn there, but I don't think it's actually... Yeah, never mind. Follow me, all is well. We're going the long way. There's a runway just up here. We'll turn right and then right again. Flying Socrates. What airport? This airport is Dijon. It's Lima Fox Sierra Delta. Lima Fox Sierra Delta. You're very welcome in. You should have flown a missed approach, to be fair. That's brilliant. Missed approach. I'll say this now, lads. I'll say this. We want to focus an awful lot on our instrument flying for the upcoming IFR series. An awful lot. Because we need to know how to get these stuff... we need to know how to get these systems working. So don't worry, if you're anyway rusty, I'm very rusty. So we'll, you know, we can work together and we'll start learning it. It'll be grand. No, it's closing in April 2024. It means the Flight Sim Expo has to find a new venue. Huh? Is a Viper? Is that like big news? Are we doing airliners before the IFR course? Are we doing airliners beforehand? No, so the IFR ATC course, we're going to start off on something nice and handy because we need to learn the voice procedure. Then throughout the IFR, it's in the Discord in the Flight Sim Expo 2024 channel. On whose Discord? That's huge news if that's the case. There is an announcement about the Tropicana closing early. Evan is going to look into it all. You're joking. So it's actually not going to be in the Tropicana? So what if people book there? Ugh. Just bring it back to Texas, will you? It was better crack. Well, I won't say it was better crack, but it was good old crack. Viper, thanks for the heads up on that, man. Jesus, that's huge news. So it'll still be in Vegas, but it won't be in the Tropicana. That's nuts. Yeah, there'll be there'll be loads of venues they can bring it to. Are we going to stay on live weather? I think so. I think we'll keep it on live weather, because it'll clear up. Once we get above this, it'll be nice. I said it before and I'll say it again. It should be an RD. High. It should be an RD. High. RD high. It's near RD, but you have to put the high at the end of it. I completely agree with you, Muse fan. Yes. Flight Sim Expo RD. Tipperary would be grand for it. Absolutely would. The Premier County. Top of it on. Falcher Road. Come on in out of that. Right, onto the active we go. Get ourselves lined up here and there's zero visibility. That's quite okay. Yeah, the Navion has a phenomenal IFR little mask thingy that you can wear. Right, so we need to get ourselves set up here because we can't see. Runway heading. Altitudes are going to set to 6,000 feet. Okay, friends. Leg 2. Are we ready? Lots of flaps to take off. And power coming in. Autofighter armed. Takeoff power set. Speed alive. There's 70. There's 90. 100. Yep, see Daisy. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. Tapping our toe brakes. Fly that heading. Speed 130. Flaps in. Maintain the climb. It's 1100. We should break through this at around 3. Easy now. High temperatures in some part of France causing fog. Yeah. Last time I was in Tipperary, there wasn't a place big enough for Flight Sim Expo. Semple Stadium, sure. Put it into Semple Stadium there now, lads. It'll be absolutely grand. Wow, look at the state of this with the clouds. Look at that. That is absolutely freaking gorgeous. Look at the soup. Jesus. Alright, easy now, Jemima. Get her trim set up here. Easy. Easy. Okay, autopilot. We want to arm nav mode. We want to put it into nav mode. How do I do that again? Where's the button for nav? Because we're currently on GPS, or we're currently on... oh, sorry, I want to go to GPS mode. Balls. Where's the button for that? Altitude select. Autopilot on. Where's me nav GPS button? I'm after losing it, lads. Wasn't it over here somewhere? Nav GPS, nav GPS. Yeah, big Agent Murphy. It's just as well I'm not in charge, isn't it? Right, zoom out. Okay. Currently on heading mode. Turn the bejesus. Turn left over to 090. Speed is looking very good. And all should be well in the realm. 3,500 feet. Why aren't you climbing there, Buster? Vertical speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1,500 feet per minute. That's what we should be able to do. Acord, when is this out? This aircraft, it's already out. Acord, already out. Garmin CDI, yeah, dead center. The Glen Eagle could fit it, right? That's stew, not soup. We got fog near Marseille this morning. Nice. I don't know, lads. What do you think of that with... Because I knew Tropicana was... Are we still in the friggin' sauce? I knew that the Tropicana was closing, but it was next year. That was my understanding. So they're closing it, like, early. Okay, left turn. 360 degrees. And all we're doing here, lads, we just want to get ourselves lined up to go back on the magenta line. Thinking of the excuse I can tell my wife for buying this. Acord, hang on, I'll work on one. I found one. I need to buy this because it has an inbuilt game of Sudoku. And that'll help me keep my brain sharp. And then after you buy it, just say, I got the wrong one, but it's still good. They announced it early for knocking it down to build a new baseball stadium. Jesus. Egan says, do I have the MiG-29? I do. Yes, yes. Acord, this is very good, man. Like, it's not going to get you anywhere in the looks department. It's a very good airplane. Jesus, look at the soup. We can see nothing. How long is this going to last for? This is interesting. Okay, 5,000 feet. We're heading due north. Nav mode is armed. We can see that. So now it's going to be a left turn. I would think 330 degrees should take us roughly to where it is we want to go. If we bring over our course, this should now line up with our GPS. There it is. So in actual fact, we want to be heading 290 shortly. Okay. Okay, we're still climbing, coming up to 6,000 feet. Out of the soup now. It's mad, isn't it? Speaking about Roman-inspired architecture, there's a cemetery mausoleum building near me that has a 50-foot solid marble pillar at its entrance. They were imported from Italy back in the late 1950s. Oh, wow. Space Invaders. Space Invaders. Filthy says, gonna have to work on the excuses, Murphy. Yeah, it was pretty bad, wasn't it? But it comes with a bunch of flowers. No, hang on. The best excuse for buying a flight sim add-on. Murph told me. Murph said if you didn't have it, you couldn't fly with us. Just blame Murph. Just always blame Murph. It says, it looks like a 20-foot container with wings, but it gets the job done. It does. It does.
So look at this big Aegis.
Those alerts. I need to buy this and give us a 5% off a new kitchen. That's actually yeah. Murphy gets commission from this. I get 5% for every purchase towards a free kitchen or a new kitchen. Have you tried the Griffin, Murph, a Swedish plane? I have it. Yes, very good. It's okay. Is it not Demos? Who did the Griffin? It's not bad. This is going to be interesting now because we can't really see much. Sure we can't. But like you can see where the fog is going to go. So I reckon we're going to fly out of this neck of the woods. So we're heading up towards our next stop. Now we're probably at speed here. We are at speed. We're close on 200. But look, what time of day is it? Yeah, we're going to kind of just... This leg we're going to give it socks, right? Nav mode is still armed. So we're not actually on the magenta line just yet. So let me see. Let's tidy things up here. So we need to be on a heading... Jesus, we're miles off. Turn us left there now for the minute. Right. And then we're going to be on a course of, I would think, 336. So 336. And we're going to do this a little bit aggressive. Ideally, you want to be coming in at around kind of 15-20 degrees max. But we should be alright. So this line is going to start moving fast. See it moving there, lads? Yeah, so we're now flying back towards what we want as a magenta line. So as soon as this aligns, the aircraft dash is going to roll right, and nav mode will go from being armed to active. It should capture at this angle. If it doesn't, we'll lose heading mode. It should capture. Let's see. We're almost on the magenta line. We are now on the magenta line. Wouldn't capture. That's interesting. Okay, we're probably coming in at it a little bit hard. So let's go to 360. Ah, she captured it there now. That's interesting. So this should all start aligning up as we're heading this direction. Yeah, it's turning us in a lot harder than I would have thought. Right, left turn us now, Chief. Left turn us now. Come on, you can do it, plane. It's making a complete mess of that. Where are you headed for? Flight plan. Go direct. Okay. think it was trying to head us back to the other airport. The fog is clearing. Nice. I love the C-160 Transall. That's really, really good. There's talk that they're going to move the expo to the Rio. That's the hotel. Where's the Rio Sunjammer in relation to the Tropicana? I'm flying the Embraer 121. That's really good. The Xingu. Sterling says, I've seen some cool Roman stuff. Probably the coolest was the amphitheater. Oh, yes. Has the Demos Griffin been updated? I don't think so, Sean. No, I don't think so. There's a cloud of Dijon mustard, right? We have a remnant of the Roman border wall running throughout southwest Germany. It was a trench, wall and palisades affair. Jesus. Several hundred kilometers long? It's behind Caesar's palace on the other side of the freeway. I imagine everything's very close though, isn't it? Isn't it? Like, Vegas is a divil, but like everywhere is close. Okay, so we're back in our autopilot, 6,000 feet. There's the main gang. Don't mind me, because I came off at this, lads. There's a MiG-29 there. Look, Bossman is in a MiG-29 now. All is well in the realm. Now, it's not going to put us on my original flight plan. I don't like that. There you go. Okay, so it's going to give me a course at 350. That'll do. 350 will do. Tune into the Shalon VOR 11165. 11165, you say? I can't use this as a backup VOR indicator. Sure I can't. Oh, I can. So this needs to be on. Let me see now. That's not going to pick it up on VOR though, is it? How do we do this now? Nav 2 would it be? 11165. Let's see if she'll do it over here. This is did. That one's did. Nav 2. She is working. What course is it? It's not giving me a range. It is giving me a range of our GPS though. Could be too far out. Could be. So we're 79 miles to go on a course of 350 degrees. On a course of 330 degrees. Right, that's better. 330. Yes, all is looking well in the realm. And there's the fog is gone. The fog is gone. We can see. Look at that cut of that. Right, friends, what we're going to do now, because we're doing real sort of navigation stuff here tonight. Xbox pilots, press 1. If you're on the PC, press 2. And if you're here just kind of scratching your head wondering, whatever is he going to do next? You know, will you press number 3? And we get now at head count. Look at that Aer Lingus! Jump the yard! Look at the state of that, though. Right, we're doing well, lads. We're doing well. Beautiful flying, lads. Beautiful. My thoughts on the MiG-29. Aaron, it's only okay. It's only okay. I wouldn't be rushing to get it. Ah, did you see what it did there? That was brilliant. Someone needs to write it down. You don't need to be rushing to get it. That was happy coincidence. It's only all right, you know. It's good, like, but there's far better. You know what I mean? That was brilliant. Anyway, flying this direction, all is looking terribly well. We are moving fairly lively, but that's okay. Get out of flight plan here for the moment. Zoomage. So we have 2 steps left to do. We're heading on up here to Lima Fox Oscar Kilo. It's known as Vatry Airport, just outside of Paris, lads. And then it's over to Lima Fox Alpha Fox for a full stop landing. This is the longest part of the flight tonight. 97 nautical miles, and then our final is going to be 55 nautical miles, and it's all going well. Yeah, it'd be interesting if it goes to Rio. I don't really mind where they put it. You know, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I wonder. Yeah, I wonder. What, 29? Super tie, 29 in PC, 1 in console? No more super low, I'm telling you. At least Murph has discovered a funny pun, almost by accident. Right! It was the night that Murphy came up with this funny pun. Ah, brilliant, lads, brilliant. So what are we doing this week? Oh yeah, we're checking out some stuff. Is it a touch and go? I was going to do a full stop. What's our time like? Yeah, but we'll probably do a touch and go. Yeah. 29 and 1. Yes. Where's Heavenbird when you need her? I know, right? We might do a touch and go at Vatry, lads. How's that for the plan? I'm proud of that. Roman numerals. So yeah, on Wednesday we're showing off the Twin Navion. That got an update. And what else? We're going through Parallel 42's Coyote Estate because it looks awesome fun. And I'll see what else I can show off. I'm waiting to show off 2 things, but I'm not allowed yet. Two awesome things. But we're not allowed to show them off yet. And then on Friday night, we're going to be flying the DC-3 in the Caribbean. Because we're getting a new world update. Tomorrow, is it? I think it's tomorrow. And there's also a dev stream on Wednesday before our stream of the news. I'm hoping we're going to see some Flight Sim 2024 stuff. We need to see more of what's coming down the road. You know what I mean? Is one of them the 777? No. Afraid not, Si. Afraid not. I did ask the question, but I didn't get any response, so... I mustn't be in the click. It doesn't make sense given, you know, giving me a friggin' airliner, because I love this stuff. You know, general aviation and so on. Even though I do enjoy flying the airliners, don't get me wrong, but you know, the likes of Jamie and Chewie and so on. Gardeemer called late last night to my local takeaway, Murph. It was a very sad affair indeed. 4 fish got battered. Don't forget to pick the new Pitts Challenger. That's freeware, I think, Super Tie, isn't it? It's from F7, that's frozen.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Armored Addict, I'm not going to lie, that was terrifying. If you're landing on a 4,500 feet length runway, would you set the ARP and the FMC in 738? If you're landing on a runway 4,500 length, would you set the ARP and the FMC? I wouldn't think so. You're well within 4,500 feet. I think you'd be good. I'm very surprised we haven't got a new trailer. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Hey, Johnny Aardvark is here. Hey, Johnny. Good to see you, man. I heard an egg got beaten too. Oh, Jesus, lads, really. There go the boys, Wombat and Renoir. Absolutely stunning flying, lads. It's a joy to watch. I've always enjoyed watching people flying formation, but like then there's others that I don't know, they have this kind of a majestic look to it. Hey, we got a Hellcat with us, nice. Couple of fugas here. I tell you, lads, it's stunning. We're going to need a little bit of night lighting, I suspect. So, let me see what we need to do here. Over here, Murph. Yes. We need some lighting, please. It's okay. That's okay. Panel lights. We need some lighting. Turn up, you devil. Turn them up. Yes. And make sure we're the same over here. Turn them up. Turn them up. And them up. Now we're getting a bit better now, lads. She's starting to brighten up a bit. Time setup. Local time 17:31. 17:31. He's also making a Challenger 3 later down the line. Oh, nice. Joel showed it off. It's freeware, I think, isn't it? I seen it happening this morning. First time I've ever done the ARP. Nice, nice. Yeah, I don't know. What was I doing there? Oh, do you know what? Do you know what I did on Sunday, lads? Testing. Myself and Gibbo did a shared cockpit flight. Our first flight, we took out the A32NX. It went very well. We flew Dublin to Manchester. Then on the way back, we took out the 737-800 Manchester to Dublin. And it was shared cockpit. And it worked flawlessly. So, I'll be planning some shared cockpit stuff coming soon. Celebrating my wedding anniversary tomorrow, Murph. We're 4 years apart now. Jesus, the tank. What about the thing with Yoke for GA? To buy or not to buy an Alpha XPC while it's still available? XPC? Alpha? The Honeycomb? Regardless of what went on with Honeycomb, like, he'll get another investor. I think they're okay. You know, I think they're okay. Right, we're on approach here. We are 43 miles out, so it's going to be a touch and go at the next airport. Look at the stunning state of it. That's beautiful looking, isn't it? Look at that, lads. Stunning. Is Gibbo in chat? Probably not. And if he is, he has his earmuffs on because it's Roman stuff. Although, speaking of Roman stuff, I need to tell you a little bit more. Look at this. Military terminology. Many terms such as decimate, legion, and centurion are derived from Latin. The concept of dividing armies into smaller, more manageable units is still prevalent today. Now, a lot of the ranks that we have today, corporal, sergeant, captain, commandant, colonel, well, they're all French words, Napoleon and so on, but he had a real kind of he was fascinated by Caesar, was Napoleon Bonaparte. Language. Latin. The language of Rome is the root of the Romance languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, and indeed Romanian. It's heavily influenced English vocabulary, especially in legal, medical, and scientific terminology. Roman architecture innovations like the arch, dome, and the vault have been foundational in Western architecture. The Roman basilica, that influenced the layout of Christian churches. Basilica, right? The Senate. The concept of a Senate as a deliberative body originated in Rome and has been adopted by many modern nations as part of their legislative system. Now, it's fair to say they didn't necessarily invent it. Greece, the Greeks, they had multiple different types of governments. Tons of them. But the Romans made it work. Public baths and sanitation. The Roman emphasis on public baths and sophisticated sanitation systems, including aqueducts and sewers, set standards for urban planning and public health that are still relevant to this day. Bathhouses are still a thing. Sewers, of course, are still a thing. Isn't that mad? Numerals. We still use Roman numerals. Roman numerals, though not used for calculations anymore, but they're still used to denote chapters in books, monarchs, and special events like the Super Bowl. Roman numerals, lads. Satire and comedy. The Romans were known for their satire and comedic plays. The works of playwrights like Plautus and Terence laid the groundwork for modern comedy, and the works of Juvenal and Horace resonate with the idea of using humour to criticise and analyse society. That's mad. Did I ever tell you about the feast of Lupercalia? In the peculiar festival, the feast of Lupercalia, young Roman men would run around the city wearing nothing but a goatskin thong, striking women with strips of goat hide. It was believed this would promote fertility and ease childbirth pains. Ah, what? Jesus, hang on a second. Hang on there now. I need to find me goat-made hide, wear it in a thong, and go around and start whipping a few people. I kid you not. It was called the Feast of Lupercalia, or Lupercalia. It's getting interesting now, lads, huh? Everyone just suddenly sat up in their seats. Jesus, Murphy's talking about wearing thongs and whipping people. Right, moving on. Charon's Obol. Romans were buried with a coin in their mouth to pray to Charon, the ferryman of the underworld. Considering the underworld is one place where you'd expect living expenses to be quite low, it was a strange and kind of dubious affair. That's why we can't have nice things. The comments are just, you know. Naming conventions. Many Romans, they were simply named after their birth order, like Quintus or Sextus and so on. This is brilliant. So you know the name Secundus, right? Imagine if we did that today. The name Secundus. What's your name? I'm Quintus. Yes? What's your brother's name? Secundus. Basically, the second son was called Secundus, right? Quintus was the fifth, Sextus was the sixth, and so on and so on. That's what they did. The coin came from the Greeks. Tong, yeah, that's the one, boss man, yeah. Imagine spelling that in primary school, right? This is child friendly, it's history. Some of the members of our chat are going mad. Octavian had it rough. Isn't that Octavian had it rough? Jesus. That's mad, isn't it? They were simply named in their birth order. Secundus, Quintus, and so on. That's brilliant. Where is this now? Vomitorium misconception. The term vomitorium was actually the entranceway through which the crowds entered and exited the stadium. The misconception that is the place for binge eating Romans to purge their meals is an incorrect modern interpretation. Vomitorium. It's where the Romans binged eated their foods. Who comes up with this stuff? Roman graffiti. Ah, brilliant. Ancient Romans were known to scribble graffiti on walls, much of it humorous. Some was even downright cheeky. The walls of Pompeii, for example, reveal that even ancient people were able to have a good bathroom joke. There's some. Do you ever see that? Do you ever watch Mary Beard? She does. She did a couple of documentaries, but there was one where she was in Pompeii, and some of the writing on the wall, the graffiti that's still there, jeez, they were hilarious, lads. They were absolutely hilarious. Where's this one now? The Hilaria Festival. The Hilaria Festival. The Hilaria Festival was celebrated on the 25th of March, and it was a day for rejoicing and humour. People would dress in disguises and mock each other. Much like our modern April Fool's Day. That's nuts, isn't it? Leroy was here, right? Romans believed in some odd omens. Well, we knew about the sacred chickens, but for instance, if a chicken sneezed or a dog spoke, it was considered an omen of bad luck. Imagine that. The dog just sneezed. Oh, the dog spoke. You need to sit down, lad. Great bunch, the Romans. The festival of... Jesus. Someone got a time machine asking for a friend. Mr. 90, right? Do you know what I mean? So other than the roads, the systems of government, military ranks, and sanitation, what have the Romans done for us? Hey, Jamie, good to see you. Welcome in, man. Happy Monday. You join us here as we're flying this thing. It's positively nighttime now, look. But it looks very nice. How are we looking, boys? And girls, we're looking good. We're looking good. We got a great formation here. Now, Paris is miles off to our 11 o'clock. We'll hardly see city lights from here. Unlikely. Way off that way. So, Lima Fox, we're going to do a landing. Well, no, we're not. We're going to do a touch and go, lads. Runway 28. So, we should have the runway in 12 miles. Or 6,000 feet. Lower the nose. Let's go down to 3. We're going to V-speed, altitude select, and we're going to go down 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should be 1,000 feet per minute, which it is. It's getting very dark in here. What's your speed here now? Bring that back a smidgen. Your panel lights are on. We have sufficient lighting in here, don't we? Can I turn them on? Oh, we can, look. Deadly, I didn't know you can turn them on. There's one on that side. There's one up here, look. Ooh. Jesus, there's loads. There's over 130 different lights in here. That's pretty mad now, if you ask me. But there's another one. There's another devil. How'd you turn that fella on? Oh, yes. All the lighting. This is fantastic. More lights up here, Ash, or this is only brilliant? Okay, runway's in sight. We're on heading mode. Turn us to the north so we can actually align this little devil. Heading mode. Jesus, that turned abruptly, didn't it? They're going to waste the battery. He has a wife, you know. You find something reasonable when I mention the name Biggles? Shall I throw him to the floor, sir? Helvetii Airport was a NATO base in the 50s. US bombers and fighter squadrons. No way! Too many buttons for you to press. I'm telling you. It's nuts, but it's grand. There's the airport. What's your speed? Bring the speed down, Murph. Okay, we're going to take it out of autopilot. That's okay. We're going to attempt ourselves here for a touch and go. So we'll ramble out this way a little bit. This is very pretty, I have to say. By the way, anyone who has this airplane, it hand flies really well. Really, really well. Okay, speed's 180. Get the gear down. The drag is going to be unbelievable. And Toby to help us in. Start our turn in. Speed is coming down nicely. We got the runway. So far so good. Alright, we only have a little leg after this one, lads. 55 nautical miles. That'll bring us up to our full stop for the night. We'll do a little touch and go here just to see what it's like. Speed 130. We're a little bit high, but we're okay for the moment. 15 feet, or 1,500 feet per minute on a descent. Got a couple of MB339s here. Don't overshoot. Hey, Dan is here. Good to see you, Dan. Welcome in. Will I do some racing on Friday? I think so, Aaron. Yeah, I think so. I drove up early on Saturday. I'm away the weekend. I'm going to Cork. Munster take on the who are they called? The Crusaders. Crusaders are over from New Zealand, and they play against Munster on Saturday. I'm going for the beer now, just to be, you know, just so I'm clear on that. I'm going for the beer. Okay, we're a little shocking high, but I think okay. Power back a little bit. This is pretty. This is very pretty. This is a great little plane. Ugly as sin, but it's you know what I mean? Character goes a long way. Six Nations start as well. Come on, the Six Nations. Come on, Ireland. Right, easy now, Murph. Gently does it. We need to restore some of our dignitas after that last landing. Easy. 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 73 will take every little bit of it. Oh, Jesus, mind the wind. Okay, power coming in. Back to 100. Yep, see daisy. Man, the wind here. Interesting. Pause are ready to climb. Gear up. And away we go. 22 days to the F1 preseason testing. Nice. I was going to say enjoy the game, but then you said you're going for the beer. Enjoy the beer. Thank you, Patrick. Oh no, I'll enjoy the game as well. You're going to England and Ireland and Twickenham. Oh, nice, Aaron. Or if you're going to move your community folder before the update. Always do that. Always do that. Because what will happen, and people make this mistake, and I was one of them. You always think, no, sure, it's grand, sure. Like, if I have any problems, I'll move the stuff afterwards. No, because that's where you get the conflicting files. That's when the error happens. So you can go weeks and weeks and weeks with no issue, but little do you know, one of the files are shagged, right? And you won't know they're shagged until your sim suddenly stops doing what it's supposed to do. Always remove your community folder when you do an update and then throw them back in. Muse fan, you take care. Early start in the morning, my dude. Have a great day, and thanks so much for stopping on in. So we're turning ourselves up here to the north. Let's tidy things up. Let us go back nav mode, altitude select, B speed, and autopilot engage. Now we could probably do a direct to LFAF, couldn't we? Flight plan. Uh-oh. Go back. Go back. Flight plan. LFAF. Direct. Activate. Thank you. Left turn coming in. Man, look at the lighting in here now. Isn't it nice? The night lighting in this is superb. Look, it's very dark up here. It's not just panel lights. There you go. Bring them up there now, Susan. Ah, Jesus, brilliant. Now we're threshing. 51 degrees. Will I be up in Dublin for any of the matches? I probably will, Aaron, yeah. I need to go for a couple of pints. Murph, do you know the game Total War? Yes, I do. It's very good, yes. I played the Total War games. They were brilliant. No, I have to organise a meet up in Dublin soon, lads, just for a couple of pints. And I need to do one over in England. I'm trying to get over to Holland in... I'm trying to get to Holland in March, but like... the finances now this year are a little bit on the holy Jesus side because I'm busy doing stuff. But we'll see. 100%, Aaron. 100%. Hey, Two Cats is here. Good to see you, Two Cats. Welcome in, man. Like Expo, the missus got me a ticket, which is mad, and my good old pal, buddy old pal Scott is giving me a dig out as well when we're over there to find a place. So yeah, I can only support two teams, Wales and the one playing England. Know the feeling of finances. Had to pause in real life flying for a bit. Yeah, man. it's a pain when it happens, but like, what do you do, man? You know, it is what it is. But like, everything's grand and all. It's just, you know, well, you can imagine, right? It's
Hello there.
just a couple of priorities. That's all. Crying to your teddy bear. Yeah, you can do that. Hey, Swap 21 is here. Good to see you. We organised it soon. February's already here. Yeah. Yeah. The Cheers, Murph and Chat says, boss man, have to bail. That's okay. Take it terribly easy. Fierce easy, right? Don't worry about anything, boss man. Just total chill zone, man. We're doing well here, lads. I have to say, we're fairly booting on. We're booting on, look. So, Lima Foxtrot, Alpha Foxtrot, this is our final stop of the night. Now, next week, by the way, Wallabies are number one. Ireland, but you can wear Ireland all the way. We felt bad, you know, in the World Cup. So we just said, listen, no, we liked we liked the New Zealanders, the All Blacks, the Kiwis. We liked them too much. We said, no, go on. You have it. Don't forget, we beat friggin' South Africa, like. Flying over Champagne right now. Reims being the capital. Ooh, yes. It's beautiful. I was in the Champagne region? I was also in the region of Cognac. It's a real place. It's where they make Hennessy. Beautiful part of the world. Absolutely beautiful. On our 11 o'clock, that'd be Reims over there. The city. It's a fairly big old setup, isn't it? What runway? Then South Africa stole the World Cup from the Kiwis. Yeah, they did. We also got the Old Irish Pub in Denmark. Oh, nice. Scythe, uh-oh, you ran out of fuel. Panic! It's a grass landing, lads, so it's going to be runway 35, straight in. I didn't think this through. It's nighttime. I hope there's airport lighting. Haha, this is going to be brilliant. But there was Ireland when the medals were given out. England got bronze for third place. Sound two cats, yeah, no worries. Like, I'd say if I can make it, I'll fly in on the Friday and bug out on the Saturday night. It'll probably just be a one night thing. I haven't been to FS weekend, so I'm not quite sure. Andy Farrell is heading to the British and Irish Lions. He is. Where's the Lions turn on this year? Is it Australia, is it? Or is it next year? Oh, it's next year. On your left, the sky is bright and red. Oh, it is? Jesus. Look at that, lads. Hello, fireflies. That's beautiful looking. Can't see much of the plane, mind you, but it looks stunning. It's in Australia next year. Well, I think this aircraft has stall capabilities, Super Tie. Patrick says, my brother is moving to Australia tomorrow. I'm going to miss him a lot. Ah. Well, Patrick, the good news is you get to go visit him, though. You know what I mean? Viper, one of these days you're gonna... Well, you catch me all the time, but you didn't catch me there. I came close to Viper. I came close. I heard from reputable historians Caesar was so skilled he could defeat an army of Gauls by just... that word. Or words. You know, words. I don't think there's going to be any air or runway lighting here, so, you know, let's dial it back a little bit. Oh, now we're talking. Ah, Jesus, then would you look how good? Would you look how good and beautiful we're looking now, lads, huh? Just like that, we made it daytime. Stunning. Oh, the devil. Is he? Thanks, two cats. Yeah, I'll let you know what my intentions are, my dude. Thank you very much indeed, man. Could you imagine the carnage? Right. We don't have terribly far to go. 30 miles out, lads. 30 miles. Yeah, he's moving to Melbourne so he can get to watch the Grand Prix when it starts. That's going to be class. That is going to be class. Right, now, let's have a look, lads. We're doing well here, so it's pretty much flying straight in. I have to say, this airplane tonight has been an absolute... It's been a champ, hasn't it? It's done really, really well tonight. Look at this state of the formation flying, though. Like, that's just stunning, isn't it? Like, look at the state of this. Hang on a second. Press some buttons here now. What does this one do? No, we won't go with that one. That was a bit loud. Oh, I haven't played this one in a while. No, that didn't work. Where is the yoke I'm looking for? It's like the Ghostbusters, but it's like, you know. Where is it now? Country? Yes. Where in the name of Jesus? I can't find it. Oh, we'll do this one. Some cruising. Hey, Dutch. Mr. Morrison. All right. This is just really, really nice. Now, how are we looking? 17 miles to go to our final stop, lads. This has been nice. So next week, we're going to be flying from here all the way over to Brittany. And our chariot of choice, what are we flying next week? Hang on. So part 6, would you believe? We're going to be flying from... Oh, we're heading to Paris. Nice, nice. We're going to be in the TBM 850. No, hang on, that's not right. Never mind. We're going to be in the FSR 500. Nice. 307 nautical miles next week, lads. This is going to be savage. I'm looking forward to that. I love reversers. They're so good. DC6, that's later on. We're flying quite a few. Oh, what's this? Low fuel. Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus! We planned this just about right. Sorta. We're okay. Thank you, Robert. Thank you very much. So, what do you think of this aircraft, lads? Do you like it? I think it's very good. Brilliant. This aircraft is really nice. The shorts, yeah, they're nice. It glides well if you run out, 100%. No, it's a super airplane. Like, it's doing really well. Flies great. Or what's going to happen once we hit 2 million XP? That's a serious milestone, Viper. I'm not quite sure. Some sort of a dance or something. What's that do? Some sort of a dance or something. Oh, that's the yoke. Okay. 9 miles out. Looks nice, but I'm waiting for the sky van. It flies really, really well. Like, it's a very capable aircraft. Like, the avionics on board, like, you have a lot going on here. So we are low on fuel, but that's okay. She's a class little machine, this. So we can see everyone up ahead. It's pretty much a straight in approach. Let me see. Runway 35. So 7 miles out. You brought fuel? Brilliant. Anxiety. Can't wait till we get, like... You can kind of do it with the Vulcan. You know, you can simulate mid-air refueling. We must try that some night. Long haul in... proper long haul. But once we get the IF4 stuff up and running, the plan will be maybe giving it a blast of across the pond. You know? An Aussie air tuck playing with character. That's what it's all about. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, just while we change it to daytime, there are no lights here. Okay, so 5 miles out, autopilot coming off. Dip the nose down, bring the power back. Easy now. This is going to be interesting. Put her into an L slide there, Murph. Easy. Easy. We go the other way. Oh, look at that hill coming in. Look at that. That's beautiful. This is really nice. That is the runway ahead of us. Okay, a couple of slips to bring us in. Speed 120. Flaps are set. Gears down. Let's bring it in. Falls like a brick. Yeah, it's really good. It's an airport for ultralight and small GA planes. We'll be grand, lads. Nothing to worry about. Reversers and everything ready to go. Seb, I know where we won't be at. We won't be in the Tropicana because they're going to knock the devil. Is that an Antonov? Really? There's an Antonov here? Nice. Oh, this is going to be sporty. Seb, you're very welcome in, man. Right, this is going to be very sporty, lads. Easy now. Easy now. Oh, it's after pausing. Oh, the humanity. Oh, Jesus. 500 feet per minute. Oh, God. What a time to get a stutter. Will it recover now is the next thing. It has recovered. Jesus. Out reversers. Flaps in. Get us off the runway. Jesus, lads. Zaiti definitely brought the fuel. That was a heavy landing, but listen, I don't really mind because the main thing was getting her down. It's not like me to be on the ground first. Hang on, lads. We'll capture you here now on camera for the landings. Okay, park and brake on. And let's see, can we get some landing footages? Here comes a Spitfire. Why, it's Captain Meowington's. Beautiful. That was actually really, really nice. Time of day. Can we do something here with the kids? No. There we go. Right, okay, let me see. We're landing here now. This is important, lads. So we'll play some landing music. And here they come. Yes, that works, that works. Right, here we go. The runway is open. Make it your greatest ever. We can see them. Here comes Walker. He's very high. Eamon is inbound with a vision jet. Oh, beat the Jesus. Walker, go round. Go round. It's not safe. Go round. This is going to be interesting. Wombat's inbound. Big Papa Bally. Renoir. Wombat. Vacuum. Eamon. It's all happening now. Renoir. Touchdown. Vacuum is down. Wombat's down. Big Papa Oh, Jesus, someone went airborne. It's all right, lads. Don't worry about it. Go on, Eamon. You're in. Ah, just brilliant. There's more. Here comes Rob. Dragon. Oh, no, Jesus. He hit a bump. Energizer. Rambog. Look at the state of this. I can't believe it's not butter. Whack-a-mo. Oosh. Bit of a bounce, but he's alright. You rock it off. It's totally fine. Sterling, he's going the wrong way. Don't tell him. Uh-oh. Papa Joe B in a vision jet. I see a wild Druid Zeus inbound. Ah, this is brilliant. All is well in the realm. Papa Joe. $183, I consider that butter for today. Absolutely. Papa Joe. Oh, there's going to be butter. Lots of it. Lots of butter. Fierce Wolf. Beautiful. Druid Zeus inbound. King Air, look at this. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. What a landing. Beautiful. Man, Sterling, you came back the right way after. Beautiful stuff. Ah, would you look at the state of this? And they're all lined up now, lads. They're all lined up. It's time to ramble in. Right, lads, you know the drill. Lights flashing, ailerons moving. Beautiful. I love seeing this variety. Isn't it gorgeous? A runway is only as long as you think. Man, look at that Spitfire. Look at that King Air. She's a fox. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love this. I love seeing all the different variety of aircraft. SR-22, Squawk Torque in a 414, Vacuum coming in at the XL. Couple of Vision Jets out tonight, lads. Great to see. PC-21 or a Texan. Stunning. You hear the Fugas from miles over. Look at that. We got some Fugas here now, look. Beautiful. Irish Air Corps colours for the win, lads. For the win. Count Zepp is in the E110. Don't disappear, planes. The sim is loading. But okay. FS Reborn's FSR 500. Look at the state of that. Look at the look at the control surfaces. They're going nuts. Beautiful. Beautiful. Energizing the Challenger 2. What was the Challenger 2? Challenger 2. Starters, I see only several planes. Oh, really? That's pretty cool, isn't it? Big Papa Paulie's over here. Nice. It's a great plane as well, isn't it? Devil Fly, Rob, Eamon, Dragon, Wombat, Renoir. Beautiful flying, lads. Scorpio. Looking good, Scorpio. Captain Meowingtons, Tarnish, Walker, Noel, Lead Ballooner, Rob, Papa Joe B, Corsair, QC Frank, Belbro, Count Zepp, oh, that's what the Challenger 2 is. Ah, gotcha. Toto, Squawk, Fierce Wolf, Energizer, Nico, and Vacuum. Lads, awesome stuff. That was so much fun. A challenging flight. I mean, we had it all there tonight. We had weather against us, time of day, and of course flying in that very... It's like Big Papa Paulie's the conductor or something, isn't he? Brilliant, I love it. G36, yeah, it's really, really good. Really, really good. Sean Dale, you're more than welcome. Right, lads, that's the story for tonight. We finished a little bit early for the school night. We're back to you on Wednesday. I want to thank you also very, very much indeed for tuning in. A huge thanks to everyone watching us on YouTube, and of course for everyone here on Twitch, lads. Thank you very, very much indeed. We're back to you Wednesday for the Flight Sim news and also a discussion, because we're getting a dev update on Wednesday as well. That'll be on just before we go live. So I'll try and time it that we go live just after them. That'll be the handiest. Do you know what I mean? And then on Friday, we're going to do another group flight. This time we're going to be in the DC-3, the Douglas DC-3, as we explore the New World update of the Caribbean. That's the plan. Until then, lads, have a great week. Tomorrow's Tuesday. We can hear the weekend. It's rumoured there's a weekend on the way, right? And we leave Caesar in his stage of utter victory after suppressing the Belgae. The old Belgians were pushed back, and Caesar now will be heading over to Brittany to take on the Veneti. So it's all happening now. So until Wednesday, thank you so much for all the support. Really do appreciate it, lads. And we'll catch you on Wednesday. Good luck to you.
Few men even consider the possibility of life on other planets. Yet, across the Gulf...
Jesus! What was that? I was about to say something and you hit me in the head! Christ! Hang on! I found more of these flamingos! Sheep! Full reverse. Come on, Betsy. Oh, Jesus, don't go off the end of the runway. We need to yaki boo it, lads. Oh, God almighty, call him medic. Oh, Jesus, don't...